Hello and welcome to Niche References, where I yap about my niche interests so that I don't annoy my friends and family with them. My name is Chris, and I'm that one friend who can't shut up about all of my niche interests that you never wanted or needed to know about. This is episode 0, and it's just a little introduction into who I am and why this podcast exists, and kinda what to expect going forward. So I'm someone who's always really enjoyed digging for media that I will absolutely love. My absolute favorite media is often stuff that people in my personal life have never heard of and don't care to hear me ramble about incessantly. But I love enthusing over the media I consume, and when you're constantly that one friend gushing over some band that no one else cares about, you eventually realize that no one cares and you're probably annoying someone. So like a lot of people in the past, I've taken to the internet, creating different niche channels on different platforms for different interests where I can enthuse over those interests with other like-minded fans. For a while, I had a channel dedicated to books and another dedicated to K-pop edits, because that's what you're told to do for the algorithm. Stick to one topic on one channel as a creator so people keep coming back for that one thing. And every time, these various channels eventually just fizzled out because I lost interest. Because I have this huge array of media that flows in and out of my life that I love and want to make space to discuss, but I can't do that if I'm confined to just one of my niches. So I'm finally just saying screw it. I don't care about algorithms, I don't care about numbers, I just want to talk about some cool stuff that I love, and maybe someone else who loves those things will listen. Also, to get out ahead of any potential trolls, I might be calling these niche interests, but I'm in no way trying to claim to be so quirky and unique and say any of the media I'll talk about is obscure by any means. What I am saying though is that I'm going to be discussing media across a wide array of interests wherever my little heart takes me. So as for how this podcast is going to work, I don't plan on having a set schedule just because that's the type of thing that will lead to burnout for me. For now, I do plan on posting episodes concurrently in both YouTube and podcast form. The YouTube versions will feature minimal visuals, which might be beneficial for some episodes, but they certainly won't be necessary for listening to the podcast at any given time. As for the topics, they'll mostly be beholden to whichever of my obsessions has overtaken my life at the moment. Speaking of which, let me list out just a small sampling of topics that I will probably talk about on here at some point. So we've got reality TV competitions, something I have a very soft spot for. Everything from social strategy shows like Big Brother, The Traitors, and my personal favorite, The Genius, but also straight up competitions like Drag Race or Taskmaster. Also video games such as Danganronpa, the Nancy Drew games, choice-based games like Zero Escape, Life is Strange, The Quarry, Until Dawn, K-pop, particularly 17, books, especially manga, horror movies, bullet journaling, minimalism, climbing, classical music, the list goes on and on. Right now I think a lot of these are going to be in the form of lists, rankings, reviews, those type of things, but we'll see where my mini niches take me. So if any of those sound like a fun time to you, please hit follow or subscribe on whichever platform you're listening on now, and come along with me as I make some niche references.